The good news is, even for a chronic malady as lukewarmness, which we call spiritual madness, there is a remedy. So all is not lost. The beauty of the gospel is that nobody can be discarded. There's always hope, even for the vilest of sinners. I think there's a hymn that says, the vilest offender who truly believes, that moment from Jesus a pardon receives. The good news of the gospel is that the gospel is available to all men to receive and to be saved, no matter how bad that person is. In fact, when you looked at what the Lord said about the lukewarm church, you would easily have said that it's finished for this church, that there's no way. But there was a remedy for the church. Again, I think I've said it before, that the assessment, this is an assessment, not judgment. Because it's an assessment, there is room for making amends. If it were judgment, it would have been over. Because the Bible says it is appointed unto men once to die. After that, judgment. There's nothing else you can do. But whilst you have the breath of life in you, what you are hearing is an assessment. However, to assess the remedy, they first needed to be brought to their senses. That is why the Lord was vehement and very strong in his chastening of them. When he said to them, you say you have money. You say you have need for nothing. Even God. But look at you. You are wretched. You are miserable. You are poor. You say you are rich, but you are poor. You are like beggars. You are blind. You can't even see your true state. That you are naked. You can't even see it. By the time you look at the church of God today, I found one thing very interesting. That when the church is being rebuked today, the church fights back. I found that very interesting. And when you rebuke the church will fight back. And I don't know how that works out. But my prayer is that for all the lukewarm churches and all the lukewarm Christians out there, that God will bring them to their senses. In Luke chapter 15, Luke chapter 15, from verse 11 to 32, that's the story of the prodigal son. The boy went to his father and said to his father, while the father was alive, give me my inheritance, share it. Who shares inheritance while the father is alive? The man is still a going concern. So his assets will still increase. The boy says, no, put an end to let us have a balance sheet of what your asset is now and share it into two. Give me my portion. Well, it will be into three because in such a case, the rest of the firstborn will be to take a double portion. And then, so we will share into three and we'll give the boy a third part. And then the boy will then go. This boy took the third part, what was his own part, and left to a far, far country. And everybody thought it was normal. Then when he left, he made new friends. They spent money, they had women, they had wine, they had all the things at their disposal. He blew his entire inheritance. So we're not talking of just small money. The entire inheritance, whatever he would enjoy for the rest of his life here on earth, he blew it. Then a famine started. Suddenly, the boy who everybody knew as the go-to man in town, who was taking care of everybody, now was in need and nobody gave him anything. Finally, he got employment with one of the citizens of that land that he had gone to. And what was the job they gave him? They gave him the job in a piggery. As a Jew, he had no business near pigs. But that's the kind of job they gave him. And then one day, while he was feeding the pigs, because he was hungry, the Bible says he wanted to eat what the pigs were eating. He said, at that instant, he came to his senses. What does that mean? He was mad. Only a madman will go and ask his father for inheritance while the man is still breathing. Only a madman will do such a thing. The boy was mad. Only a madman will carry his entire inheritance and go and blow. Just finish it. Only a madman will do such a thing. Only a madman will find himself in the place where it is a taboo to be. But that's what he was doing. You remember the madman of Gadara? The madman of Gadara. They said they will tie him in chains to help him. He will break the chains and go to cemetery. Who lives in a cemetery? Only a madman will live in a cemetery. Only a madman will live in the congregation of the dead and be comfortable. It was necessary to bring the prodigal son to his senses. And God has a way of bringing people to their senses. Some people, they will get sense when they are being beaten almost to the point of death. That's when they will shout, "Oh, Jesus, help me. Jesus, I'm a sinner. Help me." And because they have come to their senses and have called for Jesus, that's the interesting thing about God. He will help them. Manasseh was a horrible king. They deported him. They took him on exile and imprisoned him. In that prison, the Bible says Manasseh greatly humbled himself. And God heard him. And God could not turn his back from humility. Let me give you this as a tip. Maybe you have misbehaved. Make sure that you will be able to be humble. God, that is one cry. The cry of a humble man, God cannot turn his back on such a cry. So he had to bring the prodigal son to his right senses so that the boy can return. And the boy said, in my father's house, even servants are better treated. Let me return home. And we know that on the way home, it was a long distance away, the father saw him and the father ran to go and meet him and ordered that new clothes be given to him, that the fatted calf be slaughtered, that a party should be said, that this my son was lost, but now he's been found. Let me tell you, only the person with the heart of a father can do that. If you have the heart of a brother, you can't do that. We know what the brother did. The brother came and said, this one who has wasted all your living, no. But the heart of a father will do that any day.